Hey, this is Todd, Red River Tactical and Outdoors. Today we're looking at the Taurus. Hey, this is Todd, Red River Tactical and Outdoors. Today we're looking at the Taurus G2C. What led me to this gun was I had a real big interest in the SIG P365 and watched a lot of videos on that and seen a lot of trouble was being had from that gun. And then I see the Taurus G2C come out, which is just about identical in size to the P365, and from what I could tell they was having real good luck out of this gun. So thought I would go get one, try it out, do a review on it. Now this video right here is going to be initial impressions and first shots of this gun. It's brand new, hadn't been fired. One of the real nice features about this gun is you can get this gun for around $200. This is November. This is November 2018, and Bud's Gun Shop has this gun right now for $209. That's not where I got this gun, but anywhere between $200 and $275 is what you're getting this gun for at the moment. It is, like I said, the same size as the P365. I've got a Smith & Wesson shield that I'll show in a minute for comparison's sake, but it has a double stack 12 round magazine. The gun is quite a bit thinner than the Glocks, the Glock 19, Glock 26. This gun's quite a bit thinner. I'll show that also. It's fairly lightweight for what it is. If this gun runs, it's going to be an amazing concealed carry handgun, as far as I can tell. It does have a manual safety, which I don't like, but I don't think that manual safety is going to be an issue. I just won't never engage it, and I think it'll be fine. What I do not like about this gun so far, and like I said, I hadn't shot it yet, but I don't like the trigger on it. The trigger is a double action, single action, meaning that it has second strike capability. So I'm going to try to get close to the camera and show you this trigger. So that's the take up on the trigger, and that's the bad part of the trigger, is it's got that much take up. When it gets to a wall there, and then it don't have a really bad break. It has a pretty good break on it. And then the reset is really good. Right there is the reset. So the reset's really good. And like I said, it does have double strike capability. So now you got the double strike take up is right there, and you got a long trigger pull to the rear, and it breaks. So if there's a downside to it, it's the trigger, for one. And like I said, I'll do some shooting on here and tell you if there's anything else, but right now it's the trigger. So I'm going to take this gun apart. To take it apart, you pull back just like a Glock, push that down, and then you pull the trigger and the slide comes off. Looking at the internals of the frame, it's not very meaty, but I mean, I don't guess it has to be, so we'll see about that. Now looking on the inside of the slide, you're going to notice it looks like just about any striker fired gun out there. I took the back plate and the striker out last night just looking at it, and I did clean and lube this gun really good. The striker's kind of a cross between a Glock striker and a Smith & Wesson M&P striker. It's got the little, I'm not going to take it apart today, but it's got the cups that hold the spring in there. Looks a lot like the Glock striker. There's the barrel. I think it's just a little over 3 inches, the barrel is. One thing that I've seen is this extractor, it don't look like that you could take that extractor out or the firing pin plunger out, that firing pin safety. Doesn't look like that comes out. At least I haven't figured out how to get it out if it does. But I'm going to do a 1,000 round if this video goes well, I'm going to do a 1,000-round review on it, so I'll have more information as I go along with this gun. Like I said, it's new to me. Let's see. Putting it back together is a little different because you got to get the slide started, and then you got to pull down on the tabs again and get that thing locked on, and then it's ready to go. All right, another downside on this gun right off the bat, and I hadn't even shot it, is the sights. The sights completely suck on it. They're horrible. The good thing is True Glow, I know they make the TFX sights. That's probably what I'm going to get for this gun. And another good thing is you don't have to have a sight pusher tool to get this rear sight off. It unscrews, pops off. Same with the front. The front's like a Glock. It unscrews, pops off. So changing sights out on the gun is going to be fairly easy, it looks like. It has significant stippling on the frame to where you get a good purchase without doing any extra stippling on it right now. If I keep this gun in the long run, I will do some stippling on it, but I'm going to make sure I'm going to keep it before I do that. Some people like stippling, some people don't. It has upgraded magazines from the Millennium G2. I don't know really what's upgraded about it, but the magazines look pretty nice. Like I said, you get two 12-round magazines with the gun, and they're loaded, ready to go. Let's see, what else about the gun? I mentioned the manual safety. One thing that I noticed on this gun is the slide lock on it, or the slide stop, does not drop easy on it. You have to put a lot of pressure, and I've worked with that, so I could tell it has broke in some since I've got the gun. But we'll see how that goes too. Other than that, I don't know what else to say about it, so I'm going to get to shooting this gun. I'll put some of the shooting on the video, and then I'll come back and give some final thoughts after I've fired this gun a little bit. So the first thing I do with any brand new gun is 5 yards, and I fire a series of shots to the target and test the accuracy on it. So this is going to be at 5 yards. I'm going to be shooting at the head of this target and see where the bullets are hitting, and see where I have to hold the sights to get them to be accurate. I do apologize, the weather's not cooperating real good with us today, so there might be a little wind noise on this camera, so I apologize for that now. So let's get started. I'm going to try to step to the side where you can see. Alright, so there's the first 12 rounds. I'll take you to the target, let you see where they hit. And that's going to be me, a lot of that, getting used to this gun. So there you can see the first 12 rounds. That high shot was my first shot. Then I had some right in the center, and then I had some going low. I could feel those low shots. I'm going to tell you right now that the gun's not real comfortable to shoot. With this trigger, I'm really getting in there deep with my trigger finger. I guess it's the distance between the back strap and the trigger. So it's hurting my trigger finger a little bit. So I got to adjust that. That's probably where those low shots was coming from. I've got big hands and this grip feels small too. So we're back at 10 yards now. I'm going to try to put all these shots in the body in that square. So 10 yards, let's see how it goes. Alright, I'm all over the place there. It's like I said, getting used to this gun, holding it is going to be a challenge for me. Let's see. I had some go to the right, some go to the left. You see that? It's not that the recoil is bad on this gun, it's this gun's wanting, even with the stippling that's on it, it's wanting to move around a lot in my hand, and that trigger is really hard on the finger. So I'm going to try to adjust my trigger finger and see what I can do. I'm going to fire another magazine at that same distance. A little better results that time. Maybe I was just shooting too slow the first time. Zoom in back up there and look at that. Still getting some outside of that thing, so like I said, just gonna be used to getting used to this gun. So now I'm at 15 yards and I'm gonna shoot some steel right down there, and I'm gonna try to get to where you can see this gun in my hands and see if you can see it moving around. I'm gonna see if you can see what I'm feeling with the gun. Alright, we're back at 25 yards with the Taurus G2C. Let's see how this goes. Alright, that didn't lock back that time, but that was probably me riding that slide stop. Alright, I don't have a holster for this gun yet, but what I'm going to do, and I don't even have a mag pouch out here, so it's be in my pocket, but I'm going to do a shot, reload shot for a magazine, see how reloads go with this gun. Alright, working that slide stop's not working for me at all. I can't get that slide to drop with that slide stop, so I'm having to rack it every time. going to try to drop it with my thumb one more time. So I'm gripping the gun a little bit different and it's working better in my hand, but I'm riding that slide stop, so that's twice in a row the slide's not locked back because my thumb's been on that slide stop. So that's 12 magazines with no malfunctions. So what I'm going to try to do now, I'm going to do a trigger isolation, a finger drill. I'm going to try to get this gun to malfunction. I'm going to see how it does with limp wrist, because I'm going to be limp wristing this gun, and just see if I can get it to malfunction or not. So a trigger finger isolation drill is to where I'm only holding the gun, these three fingers are off the gun, so I'm manipulating the trigger finger only. So you're going to see a lot of flip in the recoil. Alright, there's a magazine with it, and that's as limp wrist as you're going to get, and it did not malfunction, so very interesting. So I'm going to take a break in shooting this gun. I've shot 14 magazines through it. So 14 12 round magazines, no malfunctions whatsoever. And I even tried to make it malfunction by limp wristing it, shooting it with one hand, one finger, and it's running. So I'm very surprised at that. I've had Taurus products in the past, and they've been extremely known to malfunction within the first 100 rounds. At least from my experience. And like I said, this gun, 12, 14 magazines through it, and it's flawless. Hadn't malfunctioned at all. It's not an easy gun to hold on to. With my hands are big, I'll give it that. So smaller hands might be able to hold on to this gun a little more. This gun wants to jump around and move around in my hands. I think if I keep it, I will stipple this gun a lot more aggressively than what it is. That'll solve that problem. The other problem is the trigger. I like the small trigger, but I think the distance from the back strap to the trigger is, I think I need it to be longer, because I'm getting a whole lot of trigger finger in there on that trigger to be comfortable. It's past the first bend in my finger where I normally shoot, and it's way past that, and it hurts my finger when I shoot it. I've adjusted that and kind of fixed it a little bit, but there is a guy on eBay, and I can't think of his name right now, I found it yesterday, that makes a single action only trigger for these guns, and they're only about 30 bucks, and it sets the trigger higher to the front. So if you go to eBay and look up Taurus G2C single action trigger, you'll find that. I might be going that route if I keep this gun. I said earlier I was going to do some size comparisons, so I'm going to do that right now. Here we have the Smith & Wesson Shield, and if you look at these guns, they're going to be pretty much identical in every size comparison except the thickness. The Taurus G2 is going to be just a little bit thicker, you can see there, than the Shield, but everything else is pretty much comparable. Even the grip is not much different, and again with the Smith & Wesson Shield single stack you get 7+1, and with the Taurus you get 12+1. And I'm going to be honest with you, the weight difference is not, I don't think it's much difference in the weight, if any. And I think the shield may be just a little bit heavier. I don't know. So there you go. It's about the same size as the Smith & Wesson shield. Taurus also makes a G2S single stack, which is a little thinner than the G2C, probably about as thick as the shield. But again, it holds 8+1, I believe. So there you go. Now, I got this Glock 19 out here, and what I'm doing with that is thickness, because this Taurus is a double stack and Glock is a double stack. The Taurus is thinner than the Glock in the grip and in the slide. So a little bit thinner, a lot thinner in the grip. You can tell it a lot. I like a thick grip on my guns like the Glock. This grip is very thin. Not as thin as the shield, but almost there. So I'm going to get back out here and do some more shooting with it. Like I said, the gun's reliable so far. 14 magazines, no malfunctions. So I think the gun is going to be extremely reliable. The sights are horrible, but like I said, True Glow makes sights for it. I haven't got a holster for it yet. I know there's holster companies out there that's making them. I think this gun's going to take off in popularity because of its size, and the reliability of it I think is going to be good. Like I said, I'm going to continue to shoot it. I'm probably going to keep this gun and do a 1,000-round review on it and beyond that, because I don't see any problems that I'm going to have with it. Just getting used to that trigger and that grip. But like I said, stippling that grip some more, being more aggressive with it, will help keep this gun in your hands better. I'm going to do some shooting here. I'm going to get to some awkward positions, do some stupid hand shooting with my left hand, and I'll put some of that on the video. I'm not going to bore you with all the shooting I'm going to do today, but I will put some of that on here. Again, this is Todd, Red River Tactical and Outdoors. If you found this video informative, please like and subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions or comments below, you can drop those below. If you've got any experience with the Taurus G2C, I would like to hear from you, see what your experience is. I know this is one gun out of millions that they make, so I might be the luckiest person in the world and got the best gun Taurus has ever made. I don't know. But if you've had problems, please drop them in the comments below. If you've got any questions, I'll try to answer them best I can. Like I said, I'm not a Taurus guy, so this is a gun that I'm just trying out, and I really like the size of it. This will be a backup gun for me if I carry it, and I'll probably carry it in an ankle holster. But again, Todd, Red River Tactical and Outdoors, reminding you to be safe, always be ready.